The Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA's latest proposal to reduce vehicle emissions, accompanied by goals and some deadlines, is facing criticism from automakers, local unions, and elected officials alike. The plan calls for a 44% reduction in projected fleet greenhouse gas emissions produced by medium-duty vehicles relative to current standards set for model year 2026 medium-duty vehicles. For light-duty vehicles, the EPA proposes a standard for model years 2027 through 2032 of 82 grams of CO2 per mile, a 56% reduction relative to the current standard for model year 2026 light-duty vehicles. However, recently local and state elected officials, joined by union representatives, expressed disapproval at the pace of this proposal, which they say is unreasonable. Here's what Tony Toddy, president of UAW Local 14, which represents some General Motors workers in our area, had to say, keeping in mind that some of those GM workers manufacture EVs.
If more consumers had the confidence that the infrastructure was there for these vehicles, I think you would see a higher amount of sales and just more confidence across the country to go EV.
General Motors and the Environmental Defense Fund back in 2022 made the case for standards that ensure at least 50% of new vehicles sold by 2030 are zero emitting, achieving a 60% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions in model year 2030. GM Chair and Chief Executive Officer Mary Barra had said in a statement in that report, quote, General Motors has the ultimate goal of eliminating tailpipe emissions from new light-duty vehicles by 2035.
Just like we had to adjust, everybody will have to adjust over time. What we're looking for is softer landings for everybody. It's not going to happen overnight. So hopefully in time, everybody can make the transition.
It's unclear when the EPA will have a finalized plan. But in the meantime, Toddy is calling for a summit where Washington and automakers can come together and help ensure that EVs are accessible to the average consumer. Toddy says his belief is that consumers aren't biting because the infrastructure isn't there. He also says another concern of his is the fact that as administrations change on the federal level, the priorities change, the deadlines change, and the urgency as well to address vehicle emissions changes. So automakers don't know where to put their money. Reporting in Toledo, I'm Jaden Jefferson.